So some of the nightmares that came up was that which I'm laughing at this moment, was that India and UK had a common boundary. So I would move from one place to another place as soon as for the best of the worlds. And also, I dreamt that one of my uncle was seriously ill and he was in the Indian side, and I would go and meet him, and all that. And then when I came off the ventilation after 10 days, it struck me that none of them went ill. So thank God for that. But that is something that came up again and again. Then, as soon as I came out of the ventilation, I realized that some of the nightmares, for example, I would feel, one of the nightmares was that I would not be able to move. So my confidence level was so low, so that, I wouldn't be able to move a step ahead. And I think that was because I was in a comatose state, and therefore I could not move as a person. So that was another thing I think that came up in my nightmares, that I was not able to move and I was literally desperately trying to move. So that was another of my experience. But then I came off the ventilation, and thanks to all the doctors and the NHS, medicine, science, and my family and my extended family. By family, I mean, my brothers, my uncles, aunts, cousins, my in laws, my brother in law, my sister in law. They were all constantly praying. Plus, my wife, who was constantly, she had opened up all the computers in the house with the Hindu slokas, so that she wouldn't. And I think she also suffered during this time. She also had COVID during this time, but I think she did not realize because she was so worried about me. So that was something, and I can never ever thank people less. I also wanted to mention my friend Tina, because after I came out of my ventilation, I was given the hospital food, but I was never able to eat it because it was hospital food. So it's when the hospital obviously told my wife that this is the issue. So there were three occasions when I got the food from Tina, who came down to the hospital to drop food, my wife, who came down to drop the food, and one of my friend Ashu, who also came down to drop the food for me. Again, and especially in that lockdown period when everyone is so frightened of everything. There are these three people who came down to a hospital, which everyone avoided, to drop food for me. I can never thank them less. Then came the recovery period. The recovery period was really bad. How? Uh, as soon, your mind tells you something, but your mind tells you that, okay, you can pick up this bottle of water and drink water from that. You don't have to call the nurse for it. But then, as you go, and because your muscles are so weak, as soon as you go and pick up that bottle of water and bring it close to your mouth, you have dropped the bottle of water with all the water flowing over you. And then the nurse comes and tells me, no, you should not be doing that because you are weak. And but your mind doesn't accept that, you know. So that was one thing. And I've dropped tea, soup, and you name it, and I've dropped it on my body because I was not able to, and then it struck me that there are two things. One, I need to get well. Why do I need to get well? Because I was finding the place to be very boring, because the whole day you are only expected to lie down and sleep. And I was finding it very boring because I don't sleep as much. So I had to, and my phone had got had gotten gone missing. So obviously, I didn't have a phone that I could go up on social media or anywhere and spend my time. So I was like, no, I need to get well. And that's when my wife started getting me some fruits, and she had dropped a lot of fruit and fruit juices, and I just made it a point to have it, because I realized that I could not, go on like this. And then I think in day 3, I actually sat down. And then day 4, I went to the chair next to me. And with obviously the help of the nurse, but on day 5, I could actually lift myself from the chair. I couldn't walk because I fell down. Yeah. And then day 6, I think it was, you have to be, your mind has to rule over your body. Your mind has to tell you that no, you can do it, you have to do it, and that's when you will do it. So I think day 7, day 8, I got much better. And by day 9, they were so happy that someone who was on ventilation for 11 days, came off, and he is ready to go back into, to normal life. Not normal life, I'll tell you what happened after that. But I was dropped by the ambulance on day 19, or I think it is day 20, uh, in my house, and that was my hospitalization stay. Thank you.